Welcome to the show, everyone. I'm aboard a yacht in Marina del Rey. It's a beautiful Sunday. I believe it's September 16th, something like that. And I'm on the main channel. It is gorgeous. My buddy just got his new yacht, an 80-foot azimuth, which I do some part-time captaining on. And the boat I'm on right now is a Billionaire Friends, and it's been refit, and it is drop dead gorgeous. So I'm going to take some calls if someone calls in, or I might make a call or two, and we're going to discuss anything that's positive. Now, if you're a first time listening to the show, it's all about being positive, and positive thoughts manifest positive actions. And conversely, negative thoughts manifest negative actions. And I'm on a crusade to make the world a little bit better by telling people that if they think positive, the world will be a better place. If they make people smile, the world will be a better place. Now, your whole life you've been asked, how are you? And it's a rhetorical question. And I found out just recently the origin of that, because I know people don't really mean to ask that. They don't really care, especially when you're asking a stranger how they are. They don't really care to hear the answer, and most of the times they don't even listen to the answer. So the origin of how are you came about during the Black Plague. And a lot of people had the Black Plague, and you'd walk up to someone and say, how are you? Referring to if they had the Black Plague or not. So that's what I was told from Dr. Theo, who was an interviewer on my show, Uplifting Interviews with Total Strangers, which you can find on YouTube. And that's where the Be Fantastic movement came out. So, getting back to how are you, you're asked that rhetorical question every day, and typically 99% of the people answer it with the word good. And that's just, being polite. Sometimes they're not good, sometimes they are good, but typically that's just the typical answer. The other answers are I'm okay, I'm fine, I'm well, I'm very well, I'm all right, can't complain, a couple greats. That's the 1%ers. But none of those answers do you or the person who asked it any good. What I've discovered is there's one answer and one answer alone that makes you feel great when you say it, makes you live longer when you say it, makes the other person do the same, makes you never forgotten in life. And if you're in business, it's great for sales to be that kind of to say this answer. And it's great if you're in management. And the answer, as you might have assumed, is fantastic. I want you to say it. Say, I am fantastic. And say it with passion. And you'll find that you feel better immediately. The reason you feel better is because the word fantastic made you smile. And that smile releases endorphins, dopamine, and serotonin in your brain, these neural messaging units that feel great. So these this is by the way, this show is live, unedited, unrehearsed, and I just wing it. But so those neural messaging units also reduce the stress in your body, and that stress is going to make you live longer. So as I said, you're going to feel great when you say the word, because the word fantastic is the only word that makes you smile, and you're going to have a little less stress in your life, and you're going to live longer. In sales, being fantastic is a very, very positive thing. By the way, the word fantastic, out of thousands of people who I've interviewed, no one yet to date has ever told me what the definition of fantastic is. And the definition of fantastic is extraordinarily good. So that's good. That's pretty cool. So it looks like we're going to have a caller, and I just got a text that my caviar partner, who's got the most incredible caviar you've ever tasted, is going to call in. She's got a new project that she's doing. For those who know me, they know me as a serial entrepreneur. I've been in a lot of different businesses in my life. The count is 79. If this is considered a career as a talk show host, that would be 81, because 80 actually became I'm listing that as a motivational speaker. Actually, I shouldn't list it yet because I haven't got paid as a motivational speaker. Unless you call driving a little Lyft, and I'm as a motivating people getting paid, which you kind of can figure that one out. So she's going to be calling in, and she's got a great little project. She told me a little bit about it the other day, and she has a school, acting school. So those actors out there, you might want to listen in as well. But she's Russian, and that's where our caviar comes from. It comes from the Amur River in Russia. It's called the Amur's River in Russia. Let's see here. So I hope the background noise from the yacht isn't too disturbing. When I listen back, I'll find out. I do have a couple other yachts I have access to that are a little bit more quiet, but this one is on the main channel, and I'm watching the most gorgeous boats go by. By the way, Marina del Rey is host of 6,000 luxury yachts, ranging from dinghies to super mega yachts. A couple $100 million ones come in now and again, and actually are parked right near my place, which is near the fuel dock. Actually, you know what? I'm going to call her instead so we can get this thing going here. Let's see here. Oh, I don't have her number right here. We're going to have to wait for her call. So I'm going to, what do they call it when you had when you stall for time? I can't remember the name. Let me see here. So I had a couple difficulties because this is my first time broadcasting from the yacht, so I had to use my my other phone as a what do you call it? An internet connection. Okay, let me see if I can find her. Caviar. Here we go. I'm going to give her a call. How's that sound? Allah.
Hello?
Allah.
Yes.
Monty.
Hi, Monty. What is your phone number? I did not know what it is.
It's my podcast number, and you're live on my podcast, which is broadcasting to the world. So don't say things you don't want. Don't say things you don't want the world to know.
No, I don't think that I have something that I don't want world to know. I think world has to know everything what I think.
Let's first talk about your delicious caviar, which we've you're a sponsor on Cooking Styles of the Rich and Famous, and we had about a kilo of it when the Prince did his show, and that was quite delicious. Tell us how's the caviar business right now?
Everything is fine. We have some new clients, which is great, but of course it can be bigger. But the very important issue still remain unsolved because people still thinking that caviar is just for big holidays, and people do not understand that the quality of this product is so amazing. It has really, really the greatest components of all time. Let's start with that. 1 tablespoon of a caviar contains 100% daily value of omega-3, 97% of vitamin B12. And these two elements by itself are so valuable for our everyday life, for our health, that everybody has to have 1 tablespoon of a caviar a day. So that's the most important. And the price, you know, that the price that we provide are the best in the world. It's so low that you can even laugh.
Well, I know that I'm hooked on it. It's delicious, and I'm glad to work with you.
It's so delicious. I know it's always fresh, and it doesn't have stinking, fishy smell. each pearl is ready to pop in the right moment, and it's not salty, so it's an amazing product. So.
Right. Okay, and people know how to get a hold of me, and if they want to buy some caviar, I'll call you.
Yes, absolutely.
So, Ala, you also have a school for, I believe it's an acting school, is that correct?
No, it's not an acting school. It's an academic school with very accelerated educational program. My students finish high school as early as at age 11, and this year we're going to have first time a little guy. He's going to take a test, California High School Proficiency, at age 10. It's our youngest person who's going to take this test at age 10, and we hope he's going to pass and get into a college at age 10.
And what's the school called?
It's Ivy League Royal Academy.
Say it again.
Ivy League Royal Academy.
I believe Royal Academy?
Ivy League, like Ivy, like...
Oh, Ivy League. I see, Ivy League.
Ivy League Royal Academy, yes.
Well, you do have an accent, Ala.
I do. I'm sorry for that.
It's okay. I'm translating for you. Ivy League Royal Academy. Okay.
Uh-huh.
And that's in Hollywood.
Yeah.
Is that in Hollywood?
Hollywood Hills.
Hollywood Hills.
Actually, in Hollywood Hills. Not far from Universal Studios, Warner Brothers Studios, Disney, ABC, NBC, you name it. Burbank Studios, all the studios, Nickelodeon, everything is not far from us.
And it's from what ages to what ages?
We take from age 5, and usually our students finish high school at age, as I said, from 11 to 14. But we have some kids who is older, like 16, 17, and they don't want to sit in the high school endlessly, so they're joining, and usually in several months they test California High School Proficiency exam, and we're sending them to a full-time college program.
Great. Okay, so now you sent me a business plan on another project that you're launching. Do you want to talk about that?
Yes. So everybody's asking, how do you manage so fast to prepare kids? Because they don't skip anything. At age 8, very many of them are doing algebra, trigonometry. So it's skipping. It's really, really learning in depth. And what do the kids love the most? To play games. So, and what do they like to play? On their smartphone. So what did we do? We put that together, and we created the game that's called IQ Range. And where the kids practicing and learning, and then playing the game on the smartphones. And the most interesting part is, if you're really great, you can get money out of that. So some of our contestants are winning around $3,000 at the finale. So, and the most interesting things for parents, because if child wins $3,000, parents get the same $3,000 award, because who prepared those kids, who helped them to be smart parents, they deserve to get their share as well.
Yeah, well, they're paying a lot of bills to raise them. They should get kind of the action.
Exactly. That's why we did this, because I strongly disagree what's right now going on in Hollywood. If a child is in the entertainment industry and making money, so what's happening? Practically all the money goes on the special accounts, and parents barely see any of those money. But one of the parents has to sacrifice his life, career, everything for this child, because they have to go to all auditions, to filming, to shooting, you name it, to rehearsals, to everything. And one parent do not bring a salary to the household, but the child still has to eat, still has to have fun, still has to have roof over the head, electricity, you name it. So where to take money? That's why our program is designed to help families as well, not only children.
Well, that's great. What are you calling it?
IQ Range. IQ Range.
IQ Range. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That's great. And
Yes.
if anybody wants more information, they've got my 714 number in the podcast there. Give me a call.
Absolutely.
And because
Absolutely.
Monty is the serial entrepreneur. You know, Ala, if you look in the dictionary under the definition for entrepreneur, you know what it says?
Uh-huh.
It says see Monty.
Yes.
It says see Monty.
Exactly. Everybody.
My wife wakes up every morning. I've been married 36 years, and she says, she rolls over and she says, "What's it going to be today? What's the new project today?"
Beautiful. You have a beautiful life. It's amazing.
Yeah, I've got a good one. She's a good one. She's a keeper.
Okay.
So
Great.
you got your hands full, Ala, and I can't wait to call you up with another caviar order.
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
I will review the business plan. And if anyone wants information, they can email me at montythetalkshowhost@gmail.com or call me on the 714 number. Or they can call me on my other line at 316-913, 5533. That's the number.
I don't know.
And Ala, the rebroadcast of this is going to be on my website, befantastictoday.com.
Oh, my goodness.
And
I'm always fantastic. Thank you.
You got to be fantastic, Ala, because the world needs more positive people.
Thank you very much. Yes, that's what we're trying to do, to raise kids that bring only positive things to the world.
Exactly. Thank you for calling. Well, I called you, Ala, because you were a little confused there, but it's okay. It's all good.
Yeah, thank you. Now I'm going to know what is this phone all about. Thank you, Monkey.
Okay, Ala.
And have a wonderful broadcasting.
And be fantastic. Bye-bye.
Absolutely. You too. Bye.
Well, there's that conversation. You can see there's 3 different projects going with Ala. And I only know a couple thousand people, and every one of them have multiple projects. So I will be talking to a lot of my friends about their projects. Klaus Menzel has got a great one. I'm going to give Klaus a call. Klaus needs to talk about his great film that he made. Let's see if we can get Klaus here. Klaus is a director, German director, a neighbor as well, lives in the Marina. And we're going to talk about his movie, What About Love? What About Love, Klaus?
That sounds like a really good slogan. I mean, it's better at the Bahamas. It's like my second favorite.
Well, Klaus, just so you know, you're live on my podcast, so don't say anything you don't want the world to know. But I want to introduce your great movie to the world, because it's a movie that was based on personal experiences from you, and you're the director, and you're the writer too, right? Well, maybe Klaus didn't want to talk about it. Okay, that's what you call live television.
Where's your phone? Which pocket?
Let's see what he says. Maybe he doesn't want to talk about it. I guess he doesn't want to talk about it. You know, there should be a pause. I guess when you go live, you can't go pause.
Please leave your...
Okay, let me text him. Maybe he doesn't want to talk about it. Oh, he's in the Hollywood Hills now, he just said. Okay, so it's maybe bad reception. I probably caught him in the middle of something. See, a lot of times I do my life in a shotgun style. If I'm thinking about something, I just do it and call someone. This show is going to be all about reservations and what have you. It's not going to be scheduled. It's not going to be scripted. It's going to be live and in living color, because that's how I live my life, live and in living color. And I believe that's how a lot of people should. I always think my life is like Forrest Gump meets Catch Me If You Can meets MacGyver. My wife calls me MacGyver because I've been in so many different careers. I could solve a lot of problems. And I like solving problems. And I actually want to solve your problem. If you're calling in, listening live, call 714-316-9829. And I'd love to solve your problems. So I guess Klaus is in the hills. That's why he can't talk. Let's see. This is just starting, so we don't know. Oh, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to call my crazy friend. He's always extremely interesting to talk to. He's kind of a nut, but let's see what he has to say. Dialing for dollars. You never know who you're going to get.
Hello?
Aaron, Monty.
Hey.
You're live on my podcast, so don't say anything you don't want the world to know.
Okay. Thank you for giving me a heads up.
Well, yeah. I mean, you can't record. I guess it's against the law to call someone and record them and tell them without telling them, right? That's a no-no. But we're actually live on my podcast, so I know you got a lot of interesting projects going, and we've got some together. So I thought we'd have a little chat and see what's going on. It's a beautiful day. Where are you in the city? I'm in Marina del Rey on a yacht.
I thought I'd shoot out to Vegas for 3 days.
Okay. So you're in Vegas?
Right now, yes. I leave here Monday or Tuesday.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I'm here at the wonderful Venetian.
Venetian. Yeah, go on a gondola ride. The
gondola rides are nice, but I just ate my way through the bay.
Yeah, they actually have a gondola in the marina here. Yeah, it's kind of cute to see that.
I'm not sure a gondola would work in the marina.
Well, it does. It does work. What do you mean? They have a little dinner. They have some champagne.
Oh, okay. I didn't know it was actually going, but
yeah,
I would figure with the open ocean,
No.
too far away, gondolas wouldn't last long.
No, they don't go to the ocean. Matter of fact, the marina, when it was first built, didn't have the seawall here, and so this is the largest man-made marina in the world, and they built it, and I heard this story from Roy Disney when I interviewed him for another show I had, and Roy was telling me about the marina and when it started, and then the first big storm came, and it destroyed most all the boats. So they said, well, we didn't do that right, and they built a seawall out there. So the water in the marina is calm, no matter how big a storm there is. And that's most marinas around the world are built that way. They have a seawall, and you go around the seawall to get into the whatever marina you're going to.
That just goes to show how much I know about, marina architecture.
Well, it's called live and learn. I always say, you got to go for it, and then you make the mistakes along the way. And there's nothing wrong in life with making mistakes.
No, marina architecture is just something I've never gotten into.
Well, you know me.
You spend all the time on the marina.
Yeah, so I'm a private captain, as you know, and I'm on this gorgeous yacht today. My buddy, the boat next to me, is making a little bit of noise. Apologize, everybody, for the noise, but he's having a great time because he just bought an 80-foot Azimut, which is about $8 million yacht, which is pretty cool. I drive that one now and again, too.
Hey, Monty, it occurs to me, maybe you should probably do your podcast on a radio station.
Well, we'll see where it evolves. Right now, I'm doing it wherever I have the inclination to do it. I'm going to do it every day at 2, and then...
You got my permission. Go have at it. I'll hook you up with Sam, and you guys go at it.
Okay, well, have Sam give me a call. Radio is probably better than podcasting. But if I just use my own phone book and call people I know, that'll be enough entertainment for most people.
Yeah, but
but what I want is people to call me.
We really got to get reach out.
Well, I want people to
attention to certain things.
I want people to call me that want motivation and want advice, that want to learn from the mistakes I made in life. Most
How
people.
many people are listening right now?
I have no clue. Probably none. But it's again, it just started a week ago. Let me see here. Not too long ago. But this is the first day where I'm actually going to schedule a 2 to 3. A couple days I did it earlier. I mean, I will do it when I have the inspiration. But I'm told, me, I don't like to listen to anybody's rules or regulations. I'm told you should always do it at the same time. That way you build an audience. And my other show, Uplifting Interviews with Total Strangers, was at, in the middle of the morning, in the middle of the afternoon, late night, early morning. So I never garnered a huge audience, but I got a lot of views on a lot of the interviews. But I think I'll stick to 2:00 every day, and people will call in, hopefully, or I'll call them, and we'll have interesting conversations. And I thought you're always you're an intelligent man, and you've been in a lot of different things yourself. So you're always fun to talk to, because you've got always a creative project or two under your portfolio. What's the most interesting one that you want to talk about today?
Well, if people want to go to television.com, that's TELLYVIZION.com, they can type in Giving It Back. It'll pull up a website. Well, it'll pull up a page for a housing development project. They can just click the donation button and, donate directly to the project. Every time they donate to the project, it gets, us closer to being able to build a house for someone who doesn't have one.
So where are the projects being built? Do you have one particular project, or it doesn't matter where?
Doesn't really matter where. Anywhere there are homeless people. We're setting things up to go into other areas.
Okay, tell us about...
and anyone who wants to help out in any way, they can contact us through the site. If you type in givdev.co.za, you can reach our South African partner in South Africa from the website. There's a phone number on it. Or you can just look me up on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, whatever. TAFFIELAARONZOS.
Okay. Now tell us about television.
It's a by the artist, for the artist, to support the artist media platform. The artist keeps 95% of everything they make. It is to help fund everyone's career and to bring back the free market economy. It's a totally free spirit-run media platform. So YouTube specifically, and this is just factual, they specifically say, you can or cannot monetize yourself. You have to, put themselves before it. That started after certain people started putting things up that didn't need to be online, and they were working to cover their own butts, but we just say it's really simple. We will take it down if we start doing that, and we're not going to change our rules. We don't cower.
So is it a video feed? Is it audio? Is it both? Is it either?
We have all the international recording codes, cover all audio and visual.
And is there any length to the program?
And there are more to come. We're even going to get into helping put different programs around the world together, but we'll keep those quiet till such time to do.
Okay. Sounds cool. And let's talk one of my favorite minerals, gold. You've been in the gold business for a while.
I think that is not something appropriate to get to discussion on air.
Okay, we won't talk of gold then. As much as I like gold. You know what I call a gold mine? What's my definition of a gold mine?
Anything which is viewed as highly profitable.
No, my definition of a gold mine is a hole in the ground with a liar standing on top of it. But I am working with a public company now that has a gold mine. I'm working to incorporate a couple other gold mines into it. And from in Mexico.
Nate, I really think that is not appropriate conversation for on air.
No, but I didn't mention any names.
I appreciate that, but I would not do that on air.
I know you always err for caution. I appreciate that.
You don't need a target on your back for having money or not having money. Just leave certain things alone.
Okay, good advice. See, we learn everything every day, ladies and gentlemen. We learn to shut the hell up sometimes. Not a problem. There's certain things people can talk about and certain things they shouldn't talk about.
It's okay if you...
Well, I like to talk about things in generalities, too. You know.
Yeah, well, if you step in something, and it runs the wrong direction, I will be the kind and considerate one to hit you upside the head with a shovel at your funeral.
There you go. Well, it's not like
I will make sure I remember to do that for you, buddy.
It's not the first time I've made mistakes in my life, and I encourage people to make mistakes because that's how you learn. That's how you grow. If you don't take a chance, a risk, you're never going to succeed. You have to take risks in order to accomplish things.
Yes, absolutely.
I have no fear. I always say I can do anything because I'm not afraid to try to do anything. One of my best successes was being a Portuguese dubber for 20th Century Fox. Fox called me and said, "Can you do Portuguese dubbing?" Because I was already doing laybacks for them. They didn't say, "Are you doing or have you done Portuguese dubbing?" which I would have said no, but I can try. But they said, "Can you do Portuguese dubbing?" And I immediately said yes. And then I hired a Portuguese director who showed me where to hire the Portuguese actors and actresses. And then I hired the translators, and I made millions of dollars as a Portuguese dubber. It was one of my more lucrative careers. What? No. Obrigado is all the only word I know. See, when you're a good businessman, you don't. It's always funny because when I tell people that story, they naturally assume I speak Portuguese. No, I hired someone who speaks it, and it worked out great. But the point of the story is, fantastico, exactly. Is take chances, is try things. I've tried, as you know, I've tried numerous different things in my life, and I'm still trying new things. I like risk, I like challenges, I like mixing it up. I appreciate someone who does one thing their entire life and does it well, but that wasn't for me, and I do what I do. Well, I used to go to Brazil quite often, of course. I had about 10 studios going over there, recording, Charlie's Angels and all the movies and TV shows that Fox produced. It was called Canal Fox, which if you lived there, you probably watched some of my programming. That was a fun gig, Making money is always fun, too. My wife likes me to do things that make money. I do things that, like what I'm doing right now, that doesn't make me money, but I enjoy it. So if I could teach a few people a few things and then learn a few things myself, all the better. So what's the weather like in Vegas? Probably pretty warm, I imagine.
It's, I don't know, I think it's like 85, 90 right now.
Yeah.
How's the weather back home?
It's probably 85, somewhere in there. I'm looking at dozens of boats going by, dinghies, kayaks, paddle boarders in skimpy bathing suits, jet skiers. Few people. The people next door are fishing, and they just caught a fish. That's always fun. See what they caught here. Little kid pulling it in. Dad's helping him out. One time I caught a shark into my boat. I was living on the edge of the marina, and I caught about a 5-foot tiger shark. That was fun. Nice little fight. Mostly you catch stingrays.
Tiger sharks are not so nice.
No,
from what I've heard.
no, they're not bad. But they live in the marina. Some of them. I want to see what they caught. What they catch? Let's see. They're pulling it in now. I'll describe the action here.
Can you eat tiger sharks?
I imagine you can probably eat anything. You know.
Well, I mean, I've had mako, but I don't know what tiger shark would taste like.
Oh, I don't think I wouldn't eat it, but I'm sure you can. You know. Trying to see what they caught. You know, their backs are to me. They're probably going to release it before I see it. But so it's about an 8-year-old kid, and of course it's always fun catching a fish.
Anywho, I will ring Sam after we're off and get something set up for you to put your stuff on the radio station.
Okay, yeah, that'd be great. Let's go radio.
And then it'll even give you.
Okay, let's do that.
Sounds good.
You never know where my life is going to lead, you know?
Yeah, well, I'm actually probably just gonna go do that right now. You know, when I ring you back, let's have a conversation that's not on air.
Okay.
So.
Okay, my friend. Don't gamble too much. If you do, bet on number 8.
Yeah, no, I actually haven't been
Eric.
gambling at all since I've been here.
Eric!
Just a quick little business trip for a few meetings. That's it.
I'm going to try to find out what they caught. Hold on.
Anyway,
Eric!
I will catch you later.
Catch? Stingray. That's what I thought. Yeah, they caught a little stingray. Those are fun to catch. They're good fighters.
Maybe when I get back in a couple days, just go out on your boat or something. Tip and throw a little bit.
Okie doke. You have a good Sunday.
Right.
Thanks for taking the call. Bye-bye. Bye.
Love it. Ciao.
So, 2 calls, 45 minutes, having fun, watching the action, people catching fish, boating, more kayaks. I mean, you should see the scene here. You know, I'm directly across from Burton Chase Park, and I mean, there's I don't know, a dozen boats, more than that, kayaks and paddleboarders, and it's a great place, Marina Del Rey. They've got the mega yachts for the big parties. You know, I think it's fantasy yachts that are. They have about a 300 passenger yacht for weddings, lots of weddings on the weekend, of course. And they are actually fantasy yachts, are a member of my charity, and they give discounts to veterans. My charity is called Supporting Our Servicemen. It's a 501c3 for about 7-8 years now, and we encourage people to give discounts to the veterans, and they get listed on the website. When you give a discount, they earn customer loyalty, they spread patriotism, and it's a great way to thank the veterans. The website's ilovesos.org. A little shout out for my charity. And most of the things I do support that charity. It's my passion to thank the veterans. Without them, we wouldn't have our freedom. It's always sad, you know, driving by these veteran cemeteries, seeing the thousands upon thousands of gravestones for from the lives lost in all the stupid wars that we do. So basically, this channel is supposed to be uplifting, so I'll try to keep it uplifting, educational, and I think I'm going to call it a day, because I'm going to jump in the dinghy and go for a dinghy ride myself. Seems I know the phones aren't burning up on one of our first few days. I want to thank you all for listening, and please do call in live when we're live, 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. or thereabouts. It's like the lady I interviewed the other day on Uplifting Interviews with Total Strangers. She was a Reiki healer, and she agreed to do an interview. She said, "How long will it last?" I said, "As long as we're having fun." We had a great time for 30 minutes, and I learned that she not only heals people, but she heals extraterrestrials. And that particular interview, called "Healers Also Heal Extraterrestrials," got quite a few views. I think 155 at last count. There's on Uplifting Interviews with Total Strangers on my YouTube channel, there are over 450 interviews from people from all walks of life: scientists, engineers, surgeons, rap artists, you name it. It's quite a variety. Every interview is unedited, unscripted, one take, never a second take, and a lot of fun. Again, I want to thank you. I want you all to be fantastic. Remember, fantastic is the only word that puts a smile on your face, and you're making the world a better place when you say that, because you're making two people smile. Thanks, everybody. See you tomorrow, too.